Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. I am excited for today's live stream because today we are going to be doing some questions and answers that have already been submitted to me. I announced this last week, and then I think the week before, I might have actually started from the beginning of this month, that I wanted to receive some questions so that I could come in and do today's live stream as a Q&A. So I have received a number of questions, and I've chosen a few that I will be able to answer today so that it's not a never-ending live stream. But if you are watching the replay of this, you can still feel free to post your questions in the comments. And if it is something relatively quick and easy, I can either type the response, or if I'm a visual learner, so I like to teach visually as well, or explain visually. And so if it needs some more explanations, then I will create a Loom video. And for any of you who follow me know how much I love Loom. And therefore you'll be able to see what I am explaining, and that will be as the reply to your question. So if you have any questions and you're on the replay, just post them in the comments below and I will respond one of two ways. But for today, I want to dive in because I've chosen 4 questions that will involve a little bit of explanation, and it's going to be a little bit of a show and tell. And so I like to keep these live streams around the 20-25-minute mark. So hopefully we will be able to get through all of those in that time. If you submitted your question and you're able to be here live, which I can't remember, I think there were a couple that were not going to be available live. So hopefully you will be able to access the replay and be able to see this. But I hope that if you could make it live, you're here so that if you have any follow-up questions, you can ask. And then obviously, even if you did not ask the question, if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to post them in the comments. I am going to do my level best to sort of multitask. I have both screens going and I have a number of software programs open and running on all screens. So I'm going to try and keep myself as organized as I possibly can. Today, I usually will also talk about what the theme for next month is going to be. I'm not going to do that today because I have not decided whether I'm going to go live every single week in the month of September. I know I'm going to be taking some time off at the end of the year, but September is a little, I'm not too sure of. So just keep your eyes peeled for all of my social media platforms where I will announce if I'm going to go live and what I'm going to talk about. So let's get started. All right. So the first question came in from Carol G. And Carol G basically wanted to know what was the proper setup and equipment that's needed in order to record what she called dynamic videos for her YouTube channel, and then what is the best video editing software to use for beginner YouTubers. So I love this question because this is a really important question for those of you who are still new and you're not really sure of what to do and what direction to go in. So I'm going to try and let me see if I can share my screen this way. So I'm going to share some tidbits of information so that you can see what you need to do first. So ideally, this is the kind of setup that you would want to have. I don't personally have this exact setup, but as you can see, the gentleman in the center behind his desk is well lit. You do want to have the ability to be seen. It doesn't have to have this many. This has 4 lights that I've counted. You don't need to have that many. Today is 90 degrees here in New York, I would not be sitting here with 4 lights on me. I'm suffering through the fact that I have 2, but I have a fan on the floor blowing on me so that I don't burn up in front of you. But ideally, you want to have lighting situated in such a way that it illuminates you and makes you shine on camera. You can see that they are using, in this particular shot, they're using 2 DSLR cameras. One is for a closer shot, and then one is for a wider shot. Again, you don't need to have all of this. So what I wanted to show you was what my setup looks like. So my setup, this is pretty much how my desk looks right now. Yes, it is kind of junky, and yes, I still have my Post-its over to my left right now, but I guess it's on the screen on your right. And so this is a rare instance where I have 3 lights. I have 2 box lights and I have a ring light. Today, I don't have this light up. I only have this light positioned pretty much where it is. And I have the ring light, and it's actually more over in this area. And so it's right above me. If you can see the little me in the corner down here. And so I use that so that it can light me as much as possible without putting a tremendous amount of heat on me. But that's how I've set up my particular setting. And then I have a few other shots so that you can kind of see it from a number of different angles. And then I have a picture here at the bottom where it just shows you how I'm lit. So based on these 3 lights, this is how I am lit. But also, you don't need to use these types of lighting. You can use your window. If it's a bright and sunny day, you can use that as your option for setting yourself up. But the other thing that I wanted you to see, and I don't know if you can't really tell, here is this happened to be a Logitech. I'm not using a Logitech today. I'm using an eMeet, but this is typically where I will have my webcam. It is right there. I have this one now is actually over here. So if I wanted to have 2 different angles, I can still do that. And then do I show? Here's my microphone. I have a USB microphone. It's an Audio Technica microphone. And this is a microphone I've had for a really, really long time. But you can use any USB microphone that you would prefer. And I don't see my smartphone. My smartphone's not here. I do have a clamp tripod that is on my desk, that's clamped to my desk, that has the ability, it has a snake as an arm. So I can put I have an iPhone, but you can put your smartphone on there and you can film yourself using that as well. So I say all of this to say, use what you have. We all have webcams nowadays, and we all have smartphones. So use those. There are going to be items that you will have to purchase that we'll get to in a minute. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of your setup is just be cognizant of lighting and how you're positioning yourself. So you want to, and I'm pretty much, I think if I scooted this way, I'd be a little bit more centered. But you want to be as centered as possible. And if you're not, then it's because you want to feature something that's behind you, or you want to make room on the camera, on the screen, so that you can put up an image or something in post when it comes time for you to edit your videos. So here, in all of these, I have a grid. I don't know if you can see it too clearly, but I have a grid pattern on all of this. And that's because when you're dealing with video, you want to make sure that you are as centered as possible. And in order for you to do that, you need to have that grid. In some instances, you need to have that grid pattern put on there, but just basically try to center yourself by just looking at the monitor, and you can pretty much determine that. With all of these, I wanted to show you the different things that are wrong with them. So for this one, I'm not looking at the camera. So you can tell right now I'm looking at the camera, therefore I'm looking at you as I am speaking. Here you can see my eye line is down, and that's because I was looking at the monitor. So everything about this, there's two things that are wrong. One, I'm looking at the monitor, and the other is that it's not as lit as I would like it to be. It's a bit too dark in this area. It's just a little gray, the overall look of it. In this one over here, as you can see, there's way too much headroom. I am centered, but it's way too much headroom. And again, I am not looking at the camera. I am looking at the monitor. This one, there is not enough headroom. So this is the opposite of this one, but I am lit better. And again, I'm not looking at the camera. I am looking at the monitor. This one, I am looking at the camera, but it isn't, and I'm centered, but it isn't as lit as I would like it, but it's not bad. So this is definitely better than these. And then finally, this is me centered, looking at the camera and well lit. So that is the other thing that you want to make sure that you're able to do, is to be centered, well lit, and always looking at the camera when you speak. That goes a long way to creating really good videos, because it makes the viewer feel as if they are being spoken to by you. Now, when it comes to the equipment that you're going to use, it's very important to make sure that the webcam that you're using, this example has a Logitech. It doesn't have to be a Logitech. It can be any webcam, but just make sure that it can record in HD or 1920 by 1080 or above. I'm using a webcam that can go to 4K. The higher the resolution, the better off you're going to be. Next is your smartphone. I happen to have an iPhone, but Androids tend to, I'm going to say this quietly, have sometimes better cameras than iPhone. So as long as it is a relatively new-ish phone, you're going to have a really good camera. So that's fine. The only thing that it requires, as you can see in this image, is that it is on some sort of a tripod, because you don't want to be using your hand and having your hand shake as you're recording yourself. As I was mentioning before, you need to have microphones. You can have a desktop USB microphone. This is the Audio Technica AT2020. This is the Blue Yeti. You can get anyone that works like this, that you can either have on a clamp, some sort of a stand. It can come on a stand like this or like this that just sits on your desk. Whatever works for you, use that. This in the center is a lavalier mic. They come as wired or wireless. This one is an example of a wireless microphone, and these typically work with your smartphone. They also can work with DSLRs if you are using those. I did not feature those because those are more professional. They're a bit high end, and I always share with my audience how to use tools and equipment that they already have. Most people do not have DSLRs in their sort of equipment box, if you will. When it comes to lighting, lighting is going to be based on where are you filming. If your office happens to be a very well lit naturally room, then you may not need, or very limited needs may be required for you. If you happen to sit in front of a bay window or some sort of a window that gets a lot of light, then you probably also will not need any lighting, again, depending on the time of day that you're recording. If you do need lights, you do have options. I always recommend, if you can use a ring light, and a ring light is very specific in terms of when you would need to use it. I don't recommend it for people that wear glasses. And I don't recommend it necessarily if you are going to have it as your only and primary source of light, if you're not in also a fairly large room, not a huge room, but a fairly large room, because you don't want to have it too close to you. The others are softbox lights, and they come in a wide array of sizes and styles. The one that is pictured here are the styles that I have, and I have actually 3 of them, but I'm currently only using one. And then I am using a ring light that I bought way back when and completely didn't realize that it wasn't going to work if I wore glasses, because it was going to constantly show a reflection in my glasses. And that's the downside about wearing glasses and filming yourself, where you need to have a lot of light shining on you. There are some little tricks that you can do. It's a lot of fooling around and trying to tweak and maneuver and place the cameras and the lights in a specific area where they won't shine directly on your glasses, but it does take a bit of time. And then as far as the editing equipment is concerned for, I meant to use my banners. I forgot to use my banners. So as far as the video editing platforms and equipment, let me remove myself from this so that you can really see. I recommend one of these 4, and then I'm going to quickly cut to one of them so that I can show you quickly how to use it. So Caption is one of my favorites that I have grown to love as they have gotten better. I've been using them pretty much since, I think, 2017, and they've only improved since then. The next one over here is Descript. That is a really, really, really good platform as well that I really love. And they too are constantly improving their platform. I believe they're coming out with some new updates shortly. And then CapCut is another really good platform that a lot of people are already using to create shorts or TikTok videos, but you can use them to create YouTube videos as well. And then Canva, believe it or not, I'm a huge proponent of Canva for a lot of the digital ads or digital space that I might need, but I am not typically a huge fan of using it to edit videos. Now, they have improved their editing capabilities over the years, and I quickly wanted to show you how I'm going to quickly edit something just so that you can see what the new capabilities are. So in this particular video, what I've done is I have uploaded a still image, and then I have these are all mini videos, if you will. And then I'm going to drag this over here, and I'm going to actually come in here. Let's mute that. And then I'm going to come in here to sort of rearrange the order. So I want this to go at the very beginning. I'm going to come back over here. Let's get rid of this for the time being. And so this video, as is, all you could do is shorten it. That used to be the only thing that you could do with Canva videos. So I didn't consider that as editing. And then they came out with this feature where you can go up here and you can edit your video. And then what you can do is you can come down. Now, obviously, you can add filters and you can do all of that great stuff. But if you don't want to do anything with the filters, you can then come here to highlights. And what it will do is essentially it's removing all of the dead space where you were pausing and you weren't speaking, and it breaks it up into 3 separate sections. So now this 135-ish minute video is now being broken into 3 sections. So in order to accept all of them, you can just click on them and then add to your design. And then you can see here that it now has them broken up into 3 sections. And again, the only bits that it got rid of was me sort of like waiting to start my next sentence. So I'm going to drag this and put this in between because I kind of want that in between there. And if I wanted to do something else, I could do that as well. So then what I can do, and I'm going to show you how this looks. It just cuts. So it's going to cut from one scene to the next. If you want there to be a transition, you just click in the center, and it does give you the ability to add a new page. So if you wanted to bring in some more footage from somewhere or an image, you could certainly do that. But you can come here to transitions, and these are the different transitions that it gives you, and you can tease them here. So let's say I wanted to do a dissolve, or maybe I wanted to do a slide. So I can add in slide. I can actually also make this a much smaller clip. This was 9.9 seconds before. Now I've made it a little bit smaller. So you can see that was really quick. So what I can do here is I might make this a little bit longer. And then you can come here and do like that. If perhaps you might want to do a dissolve. So you may want to dissolve this one instead. And then again, it goes to a cut. So you have that ability. It's very, very simple. It's really easy if you are doing a straightforward, nothing overly complicated. If you wanted to put in, say, for example, you wanted to put in, let's say I wanted to put some sort of an image in here. So let's say I want to put this Copilot logo. Then you can do that there, and it could come in. Now you can animate this in whatever, let's just do that as a fade. So you can animate that, and you can have it animate both when it comes in and when it exits, or you can have it only animate, can't speak correctly, on entrance or on exit, and then you can adjust the speed here if you want. So you can do things like that. You can certainly bring in music if that is something. I tend not to use music on my videos specifically because I, years and years and years ago, had music under one of my videos, and somebody that was hard of hearing commented and said how difficult it was for them to understand what it was that I was saying. This predates captions, closed captioning. But ever since then, I've just opted not to. But that is a preference that is totally and 100% up to you. So you can add music if you want. You just drag it on here, and the music comes up here. And then you do have the ability to adjust the volume of it. So I would definitely make it a lot lower if I wanted to make sure that the music was low enough to be heard. And once you are finished, you can also put intros and outros if that's something that you want. I would not put an intro. People want to get started really quickly. So as long as you make sure that you're creating your videos so that it can encourage people to stay and watch your video longer, which this answer is not in reference to that. That's the most important thing. And then when you're ready to finish that, you can then come to download, and then you switch this to MP4 video, and then you download all of the pages so that every scene is going to be recorded. If you want to see what the end result is before you actually download, you can certainly do that as well. So I just wanted to come in and share with you how you can easily and effortlessly create videos using a simple platform that most of us already are using. So if you're already using Canva, why not try using their video editor? All right. So let's go to the next question. And the next question is going to come from Carol and Larry. So let's pop that up. So Carol and Larry asks, Do I recommend doing the following 2 videos? And can I suggest good content for them to promote their book? So the 2, as you can see on the screen, the 2 videos that they are referencing are videos that can be found on YouTube, and they are the channel trailer for specifically for people who have not yet subscribed to your channel, and then the featured video for anyone that is returning to your channel. And so for this, I'm going to show you this. So let me pop my face back up there again. So the first image here is my channel. So if you have not ever subscribed to someone's channel and they have a welcome video, this is where it's going to be found on the home page. You're going to first be greeted by their welcome trailer, and their welcome trailer is there specifically and only to introduce you to the content that can be found on their channel and that would entice you to want to subscribe, because at the end of that video, automatically a subscribe window or image comes up where they can just click it and automatically subscribe to your channel. So the absolute purpose of this is for you to get people to subscribe to your channel. Let me just, before I continue, say if you do have any questions, please put them in the comments on anything that I'm talking about. So this is for promoting your channel, not promoting a book, not promoting a service that you offer, none of that. This is not a sales opportunity. This is a marketing opportunity for you to use so that you can market your channel. The second one is for people who have already subscribed to your channel. They come onto your homepage and they're greeted with a featured video. This video is under your control to change as often or as infrequent as you want. And typically here, you want to choose a video that is emblematic of what your channel is about, and that would encourage and really entice people to look at that content, or to at least get a better idea of the types of content that you're creating, because it is probably one of the more popular or most searched videos on your channel. So you want that to be greeting your channel. You can swap this out as often as you want. Some people swap it out. Let's say if they do a video every other week, then they will swap it out for the newest video. Some people do this on a weekly basis. If they create new videos every week, the featured video would be the new video that was released. So that is totally up to you in terms of what you want to do and how you want to use these 2 videos. Let me just make sure I answered all of the questions. And good content that you can use to promote your video is thought leadership videos on what it took for you to create the video, sort of like, not the video, the book. I've got video in the brains. Obviously, you can do book trailers, but what would really be beneficial is sharing information about specific things within your video, that within your book, that would be of interest to your audience. The key to everything when it comes to YouTube is having a really clear understanding of who your target audience is and what is it that they're interested in. So really try to cater the content, even if it's based on a book, to the audience that you're trying to reach. All right, so the next question is, this one is from Yogish, I believe is the pronunciation. And he says, hey, Edie, I want to ask you, do you write your scripts? If yes, do you only use an outline or do you have a word for word script? So for my live streams, I have an outline. I have a bulleted point, which I've probably shared multiple times, just so that I can stay on track. And I'm always looking at the time because now we're running a little later than I had planned. I only do word for word scripts if I am doing a standalone personalized video for or custom video for YouTube. And I do that using a tool that I love called Big View. And that should be here. So Big View is the tool that I would use. I upload my script. As you can see, you can go into the platform, you upload your script, and then it gets sent to your smartphone and turns your smartphone into a video recorder and video teleprompter. So that's what I use when I'm reading a script, but I don't do that for live streams. And then also if you're screen recording for screen recording tutorials, do you record the audio and screen audio first and screen later, or do you record only your face video and audio and screen later? I'm one of those weird ones. I do them both at the same time. So yes, you can do them either way. That is totally up to you. You have to do what is in your style. I've been doing screen recordings since the very, very beginning. So that goes back to 2012. I didn't know any better. So the way that I always recorded was I opened up Camtasia and I just went for it. And so whatever you got, I was doing it live. There was cleanup editing, but there was no, I had a structure of a script and I read that script and then I matched the screen recording to it. I did not do that, but that is totally up to you to do what is most comfortable for you. I've tried it in the other ways and still most comfortable for me is to just wing it and well, I shouldn't say wing it, just go live. Okay. And the last question is from Sherry. And she says that she has a free account on YouTube. Note, YouTube is free, so there's no such thing as a free account. But there is YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium is where you can get ad-free access to YouTube. So maybe that's what she's referring to. My challenge is I uploaded my own videos onto my account and YouTube went through a change last year with renaming accounts. The only thing I can think of that she's referring to about renaming is that YouTube implemented the ability to have the @ symbol and then your channel name. They went in and automatically changed everyone's channel name to the @ whatever. You have the ability to go in and change that. That does not affect how your channel is found. Just so you know that. When the change occurred, it seems that I cannot download my own videos that I uploaded without subscribing to YouTube. Okay. That's actually not the case. So let me open up YouTube and show you. And then I will try to show you a way that Sherry is probably doing it that is causing the problem. Once you've uploaded a video, it goes into your studio. So just go to studio.youtube.com and you'll get into your back end, if you will. That's what I like to call it. And if you need to download, say, for example, you want to download this video, you can check the video there. Go to More Actions and then click on Download, and you'll be able to download your video. Another way is if you are in the video details portion. So that means that you were here and you clicked on this icon, the pencil icon, that would open up this window. And so you can go to these 3 dots and click on download and be able to download your video there as well. The only other way that I'm thinking this person, let me make sure we're going to do that, is if you are on YouTube as a viewer, but obviously because this is your account, you have the ability, you have the buttons that say edit video and analytics lit up, but you go over here to these 3 dots and this download will not let you do that. So this is a completely different animal than what you can do as the owner. So all you would need to do, if you are here, if you are logged in to your correct channel. Now, what do I mean by that? We have multiple Gmail accounts. I know I have. you need to log into the Gmail that is associated with the YouTube channel that you uploaded your videos to. So let me give you an example. I'm going to go here to switch account, and you can see I have a lot of accounts here. If I'm in, I don't know if this is going to work. Hopefully it will. Yes. If I'm in the wrong account, so I'm in the wrong account here. If I try to go here or even here to download, it's going to come up with the premium. So it's coming up with the premium because I am not logged into the right account. So I would need to go back because my video is not on this channel. My video is on this channel. So once I'm able to get back to the right channel, and you know that you're on the right channel when you see this and this illuminated in blue. When you see blue buttons for analytics and edit video, you know that you're on the right channel. It's not going to say download. You have to go over here, and this will not work. So all you would need to do is edit video. It's going to take you back here, and then you just go to these three dots and download. So hopefully that answered the question for you. Let me do a quick check to see if there are any questions. And I don't have any questions, but if you are watching this on the replay and you have any questions, like I mentioned at the very beginning, all you would need to do is post your comment, your question in the comments below. I will either type in a response if it's really simple and quick and easy. Otherwise, I will do a Loom video response. Not indefinitely. I will probably do that for the next week if you comment. But if you're watching this and it's years from now, I probably won't be doing that. All right. So take care. And thanks as always for watching. And I'll see you next time. I will let you know if I'm going to be doing live streams all of September, but I probably will see you sometime next month. All right. Take care.